one of the values that I think the Republicans have always espoused that I feel most fervent about is the issue of self-reliance. I think each of us are endowed with certain skills, certain talents. And the greatness of America gives us the opportunity to discover those skills and talents and then to develop them. And you can look at so many instances across America of very talented people that have been able to develop those skills. And I think Republicans really embody that. Republicans emphasize self-reliance. They emphasize seeking out your strengths and exploiting those strengths. That transcends ideological differences. It transcends many of the political issues, and to me it's just foundational. It's emphasizing the value of mankind, the potential that we have for good, realizing that and exploiting it. I try in my capacity as sheriff to really show those principles by example. I don't need to go out and declare on a daily basis that I am a Republican. I like through my actions and through the work that I do to really exhibit those principles that we hold dear. The importance of fiscal responsibility, the importance of transparency, the importance of integrity. If you exude those talents and exude those characteristics on a daily basis, then that speaks for itself. And then people can look at me and say, yeah, that's a Republican that I want to be. Well, there's so many, and I've always been a student of history. I was a history major in college, history and political science, and I say to this day that that's still my passion. And political biographies are what I really enjoy. But I look at so many people throughout history that have shown me various skill sets that I like to follow. Certainly, I think everybody identifies with Abraham Lincoln and the greatness of Abraham Lincoln. But you can also look at the greatness of a Theodore Roosevelt, and you can see what he was able to bring in terms of enthusiasm and vigor, the greatness that he brought to Dwight D. Eisenhower, a great general who was able to take that skill set and bring it to the presidency and do great things with it. Ronald Reagan, just the communication skills of Ronald Reagan are unparalleled in history. And if you take those basic talents, the wisdom and insight of a Lincoln, the enthusiasm of a Roosevelt, the character and the strength of an Eisenhower, and then the communication skill of Reagan. And if you could take all of those skills and embody them into one, I think you'd have the perfect president. But the presidency aside, those skills, I think, lend themselves to whatever we do, whether it's in public service or whether it's in private life. Those are the skills that represent the best of the Republican Party. And certainly I think they're the skills that all Americans can look to as examples of guidance of how to be better Americans. Again, I think a Republican is not necessarily identified by their title as much as by their actions. Republicans exhibit certain characteristics, such as being good stewards of the tax dollar, being very careful of the tax rate, making sure that we prioritize what government should do, making sure that we have limited government. Those are the qualities that you expect a Republican to exhibit. And I'm going to look for those qualities in a Republican first before I accept the fact that they indeed are Republicans. Certainly there are Republicans of different persuasions when it comes to how they approach issues, but I think there's some very sound fundamental characteristics that we look for in all of them, and those are the ones: fiscal responsibility, less government, more responsive government.
What advice would you give them?
Be students of history. History is a wonderful teacher. Quite honestly, I don't see how anyone can really have a healthy understanding of government without having a healthy appreciation of our history. And you can look at our history from the very beginning of time, from the Mayflower on up, and you can see examples of the greatness of America and why we are what we are today. We are today what we are because of a free enterprise system. We are here today because of people following their dream. We're here today because people picking themselves up and moving forward with the dream in their heart of what they want to accomplish. We're great today because we have made mistakes and we've learned from those mistakes, and those mistakes have not been fatal mistakes. Become a student of history. Learn not only early American history, but ancient history, and then apply those very sound fundamental principles of what has worked in the past to what can work today. You'll find that it's not that complicated if you'll kind of look at past practices and what has been done successfully and use that as our guide.